the numbers just take care of themselves. I don't get caught up in metrics day by day. I'm not here to build a cash grab or something where people just jump in on emotion and have no idea really what they signed up for. Okay. The first day we turned this on, we had 6,300 people join. 22% of those people still haven't even logged into their back office. That's just human nature. People get caught up with emotion. That's fine. And I want to be very clear right now as an affiliate, we want the pioneers, the leaders, the visionaries, the ones that look and say, man, these guys seem like their hearts are in the right place. The value proposition seems like it's going to grow into a complete no-brainer for just about any household anywhere in the world. I see the vision of where this is going. I want to step into a leadership opportunity to truly co-create. And that's the best part. When we start getting these people at the right time, they're ready to step into their own greatness. And you only need a few of those to build an unstoppable movement, as long as the corporate team is in alignment and doing their part to support that growth. So much respect, mad respect for all of you who've joined us the last 3 weeks. This is the hardest time there will ever be in NeloLife. It is the hardest time because you're having to be a vision caster, and you have to appeal to people who have this uncanny ability to see it first in their minds in order to believe the possible that's going to manifest, versus those, the masses, they have to see it all now in order to first believe. And that's fine. Those people are going to join in the weeks, the months, the years ahead. But those of you who've ever been a part of a startup company, rule number one, survive your first year. Not only do I feel like we're surviving, we're thriving in many ways. And I'm so excited to be able to keep our word and continue building trust with you as we do the things that we told you we would do. Good? Good. Okay. So let's jump right into today's topic. I'm excited. Larry's excited, because we get to share with you the most important skill that you can, you must, and you will master in order to be successful on this journey. And that is the skill of inviting the right way, becoming a master inviter. Friends, you can do everything else in world-class fashion. You can know every bylaw of the policies and procedures. You can know the Unified Global Pay Plan inside and out. You can read all the right books. You can listen to all the right audios. But if you don't learn how to invite people to take a look at our gift, you're never, ever going to reach your dreams and goals. And here's the thing. It's like any other skill or habit. You just have to work on it and get better at it. But if you master this skill, I promise you, you can become unstoppable on your journey. Okay. I've seen people that really, bless their hearts, I mean, we're all God's children, and they really had no other skills. I mean, they weren't well spoken. They just didn't get some things, but they got really good at inviting. And they were far outranking, outpacing all the other people that had all the talent in the world, but decided to be knowledge on ice versus a little bit of ignorance on fire. Okay. So we're going to talk about inviting. The last thing, caveat I want to say is, look, yes, we're the owners of the company. Yes, we've had, decades and decades of experience building teams, but everything we say shouldn't be treated as gospel. Okay. You have your own leadership style. You have your own support team leadership, many of whom have made 7-8 figures in relationship marketing. They might have a different take on some of the things Larry and I talk about, and that's okay. Everything works some of the time. Nothing works all the time. So the goal is you're going to glean a few nuggets over the next 30, 45 minutes that you can immediately apply in your NeloLife business. So I like this success cycle here. I serve, invite, the number one skill, the number one money-making skill, learn how to invite. And when you invite the right way, then you share. Now, for some of you, I'm going to challenge you. What are you really sharing here? Are you sharing a lifestyle club? Are you sharing a travel club? Please don't use the word travel club. It's like every day, nails on chalkboard. I got the best travel club, NeloLife. No, we are a lifestyle membership. We're building a lifestyle brand. with a lot of value. Travel happens to be part of it. But for many of you, I'm going to challenge you. What you're really sharing is your heart, your why. Why did you say yes? Why did you make a $79 decision to join here? Was it travel? Was it the value? Well, yeah, that's what allows you to align with your integrity, because there's a ton of value for what you're asking people to pay the money for. But what many of you that are on the Zoom right now is you're sharing your why, your heart. I came across something here. It's going to help me get more of my time back. It's going to help me spend more time with my kids. It's going to help me create more memories. It's going to allow me to advance in my leadership. It's going to allow me to connect with more great people. Some of you are going to be more vulnerable than that. I'm dying, man. My 9-to-5 job's killing me. I want to retire my wife. I want to get back some of this time I missed with my kids. I want to leave a lasting legacy. And I'd encourage you, that's what you're really sharing. That's when NeloLife becomes a platform to unlock and just relinquish your hopes and dreams and give you a reason to believe again. That's when you really become unstoppable. And then you're going to expose what? It can be a live VIP overview. It can be a recording. It can be you clicking through slides on a Zoom on your mobile, living that travelpreneur lifestyle. The key is you got to get people to see a real time where you control those parameters and variables. When people come to me and say, Eric, I shared with 100 people, nobody said yes. Almost every single time I'll say, no, you didn't share with 100 people. You blasted out and spam them with a link, hoping they would look at it. You didn't set aside the time. You didn't follow up immediately after they watched that presentation, that video, that overview. And you didn't keep the odds in your favor. You didn't control the narrative. You just put it out there. And most people, truthfully, they got a lot going on. Successful people are busy people. They got a ton going on. They didn't look at it. And then when you do follow up with them days, weeks later, they're too embarrassed to tell you they didn't look at it. So then they make up a white lie. Yeah, it's just not me. Maybe they saw it. Oh, God, this is a timeshare. I don't have that kind of money. Oh, man, this is one of those things. Oh, it's another multi-level. You just didn't control the narrative. So you want to control the narrative. You want to control the guidepost there. And then when somebody's done, here's what's great. All this business is a transference of your energy and emotion. I really despise the word selling. Eric, I'm not a great salesperson. I'm like, well, you're selling me on the fact that you're not a great salesperson. We're not selling. We're in the sharing. We're in the sharing game. So as soon as they're done, that energy, if you really believe in the potential of NeloLife to manifest your why, to unlock those hopes and dreams in your heart, transfer that energy. Pretty awesome, right? What part are you most excited about? Being a lifestyle member, making money with us, or both? And then here's what the professionals have learned. They've learned to just shut their mouth and embrace the silence. Cierra la boca. He who speaks first loses. Just step back. Let them guide the conversation. They'll let you know right away. Yes, no, or I have some questions I need to get answered. And especially if you're brand new, celebrate whatever their response is, clarify any questions they have, use your team support, and just thank them if they're not interested. And then you're going to get a referral from them. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, but I'll tell you what, the winners, the professionals, we're not selling, we're not begging. We're basically interviewing. I mean, if somebody comes to me and says, oh man, this is one of them, pyramid things, these things never work. I'm not going to spend the next 3 hours convincing them against a lifetime of false narratives or closed-minded thinking that they're wrong. The 20-something-year-old Eric Allen would have done that and did do that. I would thank them for disqualifying themselves sooner versus later. Okay. And then once they do sign up, that first 24 hours is on the clock. The first 24 hours people join, that's the most excited they're going to be. You just want to educate them on how to invite the right way, share, expose, respond, get a response, and validate that response. Okay. Well, let's drill down to some of this. We talked about what's your why. If you haven't done this, and I know some of you are rolling your eyes, Eric, I've watched the Simon Sinek, I've read all the books, and it just it becomes more of a textbook versus a true heart-driven process. I even had to do this in the last year, and I thought in the last 2 years actually, because it changes, right? As we get older, it's more about just I want to make money. Well, why do you want to make money? Well, I want to take care of my family. Why do you want to take care of your family? Well, I want them to experience some of the things I didn't get to experience growing up. All right. Well, why do you want that? Well, I want to leave a legacy that I can be proud of. So a lot of times when you're drilling down your why, you just got to keep peeling back the layers. Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? And I would challenge, sometimes if your why doesn't make you cry or at least make you emotional, it's not big enough. And for those of you just getting going, maybe this is one of your first entrepreneurial endeavors. It's okay to just start off and say, I just want to make a boatload of money. Okay. I would just challenge, once you really drill down to why you want to make a bunch of money, even if you have to drill down multiple layers, that's when you really can become unstoppable, because that's what's going to inspire people to join NeloLife. Why are you really here? And when it comes down to things like your family, your livelihood, the charities you're passionate about, the lifestyle that you want people to help live, making a positive dent in the universe, when it really becomes magnified, I'll tell you, people are gravitated to people that know what they want and know where they're going. So if you haven't done that exercise recently, I'd encourage you to do it. Write it down. I put mine on note cards here. Whatever works for you. I've seen all different strategies, but really think about, why are you doing NeloLife? Why are you willing to do what most people are not right now? And, I shared some of the numbers with you. I love where we're at. To me, I want us all to be here the rest of our lives. I want my kids to be a part of this. I want their kids to be a part of it. We're here for the rest of our lives. And, that's a pretty bold statement, right? But to me, NeloLife was never about just making a bunch of money as owners. Not at all. It was about having a true movement that galvanizes humanity from all walks of life, that gives people hope and a reason to believe again, to celebrate a movement of like-minded people, to uplift those communities, to just give people a reason to have hope. People are looking for hope. I mean, they're getting devastated, they're cynical, they're getting let down by all the different moving parts of life. And we want to give people a reason to believe again. And yes, we want good people making money so they can go do more of the things they really want to do. All right. So this wave is coming. I think most of you kind of feel it building, or you want to believe in something one more time. Now's the time to just really ask yourself the question, am I going to get just ran over by this wave of momentum that's out in the distance? I see it brewing. I see the pieces coming together. I see more and more value for more and more people from all walks of life. Am I going to grow into a bigger version of myself to be able to ride that wave and lead people to greater prosperity? Or am I just going to get blown over, but be my man right here, be one of those people that, just sits on the sidelines? And again, doesn't make any less of a person. I didn't get on the Zoom to tell you what I think you want to hear. I'm telling you what I think you need to hear. For the last 30 years flying around the world, there's so many opportunities where there's so many people in that first initial meeting room in person, or the first Zoom or whatever. And they're all there at the right time, at the right place, but either they weren't the right person or they didn't have the right mindset to maximize those opportunities. And I've seen so many people make so much money because they were in that same room and they just made a decision. They made a decision to take action and maximize that opportunity. And they looked at relationship marketing the right way. And they said, you know what? Maybe I didn't learn these skills in school. Maybe I didn't get it through a traditional education. But this is something worth getting good at. See, like me, I've always tried to be the best at everything I do, whether it's playing sports, whether it's coaching, whether it was in school, whether it's a project I'm working on. And then when I saw network marketing done the right way, I'm like, that's something worth getting good at. Because if I do that one right, I have time freedom, I have financial freedom, I have peace of mind, and I hope you'll do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to take some pressure off a lot of you. A lot of you are putting too much pressure on yourself. I get these texts like, Eric, I can't get as many people to join as I want, or this person's doing that. I mean, I get it. I want to take some pressure off of you, okay? I came up with a quote a long time ago, and some of you are going to read this and be like, what the heck? This guy is the owner of this company. This is worrisome, because this seems almost too intuitive. As long as you're being a genuine servant leader with an excited attitude and strong posture, it's hard to say or show the wrong thing to the right person. I am releasing a lot of self-imposed pressure that many of you have put on yourselves. Now let's break this down. Let's break this down. As long as you're being a genuine servant leader. The heck does that mean? Well, there's an old adage. Stephen R. Covey said, "Who you are speaks much louder than anything you say." None of us are perfect. We've all fallen short. We've all made mistakes. Some of us have made mistakes in our past that, we're still paying the price for. And time's the only thing that'll heal those wounds. But you can only coast in life in one direction, ladies and gentlemen, and that's downhill. So you either continue to grow, expand, become a better version of yourself, or you regress. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people choose to do. And I know I look at over 400 people on this Zoom right here. And I look at the names here, and I know you're good people. You got good hearts. I mean, I talk to you. I love on you. I mean, I feel so blessed to have great people joining us. I don't want a bunch of sleazeballs or jackwagons that are just coming in to sign up for their 50th deal in the last 3 years, hoping to get a good spot, hoping to get some spillover, and have no understanding of the heart or vision of what we're doing. I don't want them here. And in fact, the 2.4% of the refunds, that's all we've had for 3 weeks of almost 10,000 people. I wish them the best. But I'd rather people like that flush themselves out sooner versus later. I mean, if you're not here to serve, to care, to want to help other people, to want to lead, to want to inspire, now's not the time for you. I don't know if it'll ever be the time. That mindset has to change. So I know you're good people, and I know many of you have done things in your past that you're not proud of. And I know a lot of you were in a different company a year ago, and you feel like you burned through a lot of relationships. So what do? You just be genuine and transparent. Say, yeah, I was excited about other things. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Here's why I was excited about those other things. I thought it would give me, insert your why, your heart. And unfortunately, it didn't. But I'm not giving up. I've come across something here with NeloLife that I do believe in. It's rekindled that spark, that hope. And I at least want you to see it the right way. Now let's talk about an excited attitude. There's an old adage that says people will drive for miles away to watch the man or woman who has set themselves on fire because they're burning with excitement. Attitude, excitement is contagious. Are you the type of person that enters a room? Do the lights light up? Are you a dimmer? The lights go down. I want people that light up the rooms. That's who we're looking for here. Your excited attitude is 80% of the sharing process, because that's what's contagious, along with the next part, strong posture. See, at least with NeloLife, many of you have hope again. I have hope again. I have amazing hope, posture that we're going to co-create something that's never been done through radical transparency, through value, through a real heart to serve humanity. See, people are attracted to people who know what they want and they know where they're going, because most people, they're just hopeless. They're lost. They're poor sheep. They've been let down. They're cynical. They've been lied to. They've been deceived by politicians, by government agencies, by mainstream media, dare I say religious leaders, their own family and friends, their boss, their job. I get it. But you come on with a strong posture, knowing what you want and where you're going, that's going to attract those that aren't afraid to dream again, dust off some of their hopes and dreams in their heart. And then it's hard to say or show the wrong thing to the right person, man. I'll tell you, to me, it's just an interview process. It's just, I'm going to share it. I'm going to be genuine. I don't control what comes out of your mouth, but I will be quickly evaluating whether you go into the qualification bucket or the disqualification bucket. Okay. Qualification bucket. Wow, that is awesome. Can you tell me more about the travel, or how does that life trade work? Can I really make money with this? Do you really know the owners? I mean, is this legit? Qualification bucket. Disqualification bucket. Oh, this is another one of them stupid home-based businesses. These are pyramid things. Those things never work. The owners are going to take your money. They're going to disappear to Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands. They're just stupid. These are dumb. That's an immediate disqualification bucket. That doesn't mean their salvation is in question or they're not a good human being. It just means they're not a right fit. Too many of you are spending way too much time with the wrong people who've given up on their hopes and dreams. The best way to help those people is for you to move boldly in the pursuit and direction of your hopes and dreams. Liberate them to dream again. But don't wait on them. And oftentimes it's going to be your immediate friends and family. If you ever been to a train station, especially in different parts of the world, hundreds of people are around the train track and they don't even get on the train until it starts pulling away. And then when it starts really accelerating, you see the last few dozen sprinting to get on to that train to get their destination. You probably also heard the adage, dogs don't bark at parked cars. Get yourself in motion, in motion, in motion. Okay. I've never liked, you got to get uncomfortable. Yeah, for all of us, look, here's the strong reality. You're going to get lied to. You're going to get let down. People are going to tell you things and then not deliver. People are going to talk about you behind your back. Some of the people that should be celebrating you in this race, this marathon, are throwing sticks and rocks at your feet. People might put something on social media. People are going to do what people are going to do. That is not comfortable, but I would challenge that is absolutely a mandatory price of admission if you want to create a significant life. And I hope that doesn't scare you, because the best thing that happens is the new relationships and friendships that come into your life, where you get to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. People that think it's normal to support you, to uplift you, that have an abundance mentality. So yeah, when we talk about stretching yourselves, we all have to do that continually. Are you going to face rejection? Yes. People going to tell you, oh, be careful? Yes. Are people going to tell you you're going to go to jail? Yes. Are people going to, say what they're going to say? Of course. You have to accept a temporary blow to your self-esteem through the ignorance of other people. But then you fortify yourself, you mold yourself into the leader that inspires others, and then new relationships come into your life. Because I promise you, friends, it's universal. A great message delivered long enough will fall upon the right ears. May not be your first day, may not be your seventh day, may not be your third month. But it's undeniable, a great message delivered long enough will fall upon the right ears. So the more you stretch yourself, the more your mind expands, and then you never re-enter that same zone. So that's why I say you're entering your comfort zone. You're creating a new comfort zone. And for those of you who are new to entrepreneurship, maybe you've never been in a relationship marketing business, yeah, those first few weeks, months, days, those are defining. You just got to decide, am I going to allow the opinions of other people to dictate the direction I'm going? And my hope is no, because I promise you there's millions of people out there on a bended knee looking and praying for someone or something to come in and inspire them. And we get to be that. Let's talk about the power of one. Here's one thing I've realized. The winners, they learn to master the mundane. Greatness is often achieved in obscurity. It's what you're doing day in and day out, consistently and persistently, with no recognition, with no celebration. The power of one. In this business, especially in a matrix build, you are literally one good meeting away from changing your life forever. Quit making fun of my long hair in that picture. That was many years ago. My wife hates that long hair. That's my Asian angel. That's James Lee. Good friend. One person, that one man right there, accounted for about 750,000 members on my team in a previous business. It took him 1 year to get his first 200 people on his team. And then we flew over for a third event and the spark happened. So what I've realized is the winners, they can keep getting excited about the next meeting, the next invitation, the next event, because they know you're just one good meeting away from radically changing your life forever. Can I see a show of hands? How many of you can look back to one meeting, one decision, one time or place, one happenstance where you happen to be in the right place at the right time with the right person and it changed your life forever? It could be personally or professionally. Can anybody think back to at least one or a few of those moments? Yeah, all the hands are going up. And you're like, well, how do I define it? How can I do that again? I don't know. I just kept showing up, going through the motions. I just, as Art Williams would say, I just do it and 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 do it again. And then the rest of the world says, oh, you just got lucky. And you're like, you have no idea what I had to do to get to that lucky situation. All right. Thanks for volunteering there. All right. We're talking about inviting here, the invitation life cycle. Here's the deal. In the beginning, guess what? When you go to invite, you're going to be really, really bad. It's going to be weird. It's be like, why did I say that? That's not even me. It's like some alien took over my body. I would never say that. And then guess what? Just like any repetition, the 20th person you go to invite is going to be more natural. And then guess what happens? You get better at inviting. More people are seeing a real-time presentation or overview of NeloLife, and the law of averages and large numbers falls into play. Now more people are signing up. More people are signing up. Your confidence is going up. You want to transfer more positive energy through the invitation process. And then guess what? You're not bad anymore. Now here's the problem. Many people, not you, many people you get, especially the big ego people. Oh man, I was Mr. Everything, in my insurance business, selling cars, running my traditional business, my church. I mean, I got it going on. Come with some confidence. Then guess what? They reach out to some people that they think they have credibility with. And those people laugh at them or say, man, you're doing one of those things? No, good luck with that. Never thought Eric Allen would be doing one of those little networking deals. Man, he must have hit rock bottom. Here's the problem. You let your ego get in the way, your edge and God out, as we say. They can't handle it. So after 2-3 invitations, they thought they were really good, and they got told no, and their ego just can't handle it. And then we start hearing things like, "Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have joined this. Oh, wait, maybe these things aren't real. Maybe I didn't see it right. Maybe I need to go look back again." Their egos can't handle it. The winners say, now wait a minute. Most of those people don't even have the lifestyle I want, so I'm not going to get caught up in their opinions. Maybe I need to get better. Maybe I'm not as influential as I thought. Maybe I have some skills I need to work on. Maybe I need to get better at this. The winners say, this is worth getting good at. I'm going to figure this out. And then that beautiful cycle unfolds that we just talked about. All right. All right. Who knows who this person is here? Anybody? Who's that? Who dat? That's Steph Curry. Steph Curry's made more three-pointers than most players in the NBA, some entire teams have ever attempted. Guess what? Steph Curry's missed more three-pointers than just about any other person in NBA history's ever attempted. Who knows who that is? Come on, where are my racing fans at? Judy DeGraff, you know who that is. That's Dale Earnhardt. Legendary NASCAR racer. Now, this is amazing. Do you know how long it took Dale Earnhardt to win the Daytona 500? Does anybody know? I couldn't believe this many years ago when somebody told me. I even called Judy, my girl Judy. She's into racing, dirt racing. Like, is that true? This is what Google. 19 Daytona 500s that he did not win on his 20th try, 2 decades. He finally won his first Daytona 500, then one more. Can you imagine? 0 for 19, one of the biggest races, and he just kept showing up. You're like, Eric, what's the point here? I got a few more. Anybody know who these two legends are here? That's Mickey Mantle. That's Babe Ruth. New York Yankees lore from years gone by. Both of them, like, just hit more home runs than most other players and even a couple teams ever did. So these guys smashed the ball, led the league in home runs. You know what else they led the league in? They're some at the very top or within the top 10. They led the league in strikeouts. You're like, Eric, what are you trying to make? What are you trying to prove? Success is a numbers game. What you focus on expands. If you're focusing on the few people that told you no, instead of continue to invite and go through the numbers, get better at your craft, that's not a good thing. Focus on what you can control. You can always control the yes, the no's. No. Can you get better at the skills to bridge the gap? Yes. Success is just a numbers game. Cast a wide net. Too many of you are getting emotionally attached to a few people that you put on a pedestal. I hear it every day. Eric, if I just get this guy, Eric, if I just get this girl, game over. I'll pull out my lawn chair. Let's let them go to work. No. Look in the mirror. You got to be the ace first. Lead by example. The speed of the leader always determines the speed of the pack. Here's something that I really challenge you with. Before you go to bed at night, instead of complaining because you're downline, your team isn't duplicating, look yourself in the mirror and say, if everybody did what I did today on my team, how much money should I expect to make? That's a tough one. Leaders lead and inspire through action. They don't lead by sending out a bunch of memes or motivational messages or videos every day. I'm not saying there's not a place for that. I'm inspired by people that lead by action. Are you out there showing your team what's possible? Are you barking orders and becoming another boss for them? Are you in manager mode already? Success is just a numbers game. Be leading by example. Some of you aren't going to like this at all. That's okay. I don't know. I've never met somebody who makes 6 figures, let alone 7 figures, that didn't commit to 30 personal signups. Now, with NeloLife, I think it's a little different paradigm shift because especially as we roll out more and more value, I think it's going to be easier. It will be easier and easier to talk about, duplicate, and share. I got to tell you, though, I mean, success leaves clues. My first network marketing company, I signed up over 400 personal people. I don't want to scare you off. You're not going to have to do that here. Although with the check match bonus, that's not a bad idea. But I signed up over 400 people in my first ever direct selling opportunity. 7 of those, 7 created just about all of the 1.3 million people that came into our team. If I would have stopped after my first 30, 50, 70, I wouldn't have even got to the first of 7. That was a far inferior opportunity in my mind than this. I'm not saying you're going to have to go sign up that many. But I'm just going to tell you, if you come to me and say, Eric, this thing isn't growing as fast as I want, Eric, I don't know what to do for my team. I'm going to ask you, how many of you personally signed up? And if it's less than 30, I want you to smile and say, I know. Now, if you sign up 30 and it's not growing or duplicating, then yes, we're going to have a talk and see what's really going on. I'm going to hold myself accountable there. Now, some of you right now are looking at that. I get it. And you're saying, Eric, 30 signups fast. I haven't even signed up my first one yet. There's no way I'm going to sign up 30 people. And guess what? You are absolutely correct. Others of you look at it and say, Eric, wait a minute. I go talk to 100 people about NeloLife. Not one of them's heard of it yet. And you're telling me it's a numbers game. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. So if I just go share with enough people, I'm going to eventually sign up 30. I'm going to do it. Well, guess what? You're absolutely right as well. See how that works? 30 signups fast. Now, here's the deal. Most of you probably look at that and say, you know, I could eventually sign up 30 people into NeloLife. Well, the law of compression is pretty clear. And if you believe what I said, some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. It's just a numbers game. You can't say or show the wrong thing to the right person. Instead of signing up 30 people in the next year, why don't you increase your sharing rate and collapse timeframes? The ones that are going to say yes are going to say yes. The ones that are going to say no are going to say no. The ones that think it's a pyramid are not going to do it. The ones that think it's too good to be true, they're not going to do it now. The ones that got to think about it, pray about it, meditate about it, and then poof, they disappear. It's just going to happen. But if you go through the numbers quicker, you get 30 that join, say yes, you start getting momentum. Now, a lot of the ones that had to think about it, pray about it, meditate on it, just fine. They're watching. You guys do know everybody's watching you, right? Everybody you share NeloLife with, they're watching. They're creeping. They're stalking. Now they start saying, wait a minute. She's down in Riviera Maya? What? There's pictures now with all these other fun people. What? She just saved money on a life perks? What? She's happy? What? Okay, maybe I need to take a look at that NeloLife. Maybe I missed it. You got to give people permission to dream again. It's you. It starts with you as the leader, setting the pace for your team. Instead of hoping you're going to find an ace in a deck, you just say, I'm the ace in the deck. All right. So get to 30 signups fast, focus on the leaders, the visionaries, those types of things, and hold yourself accountable. If you have a full-time job and you got a full-time family commitments, maybe it's just 3 a day. I think everybody's capable of sharing with 3 people a day right now, especially in this pre-launch, this pivotal pre-launch phase. Those of you have more time, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10, but you just don't go to bed at night until you give your number of real-time exposures. Okay. Amateur sell, professional sort through the numbers quickly. You're looking for a few key aces, as we talked about, starting with you as the ace on your team. People are like, Eric, but who do I share with first? Well, obviously, the ones that know you, like you, trust you, your white hot market, we call those, your ride or dies, your flat tire people who would show up at 3 a.m, no questions asked. That's great. That's who you want to go after right away. And you want to help your team go after those people right away. Hey, who do you know? Who likes you, trusts you? Who wants to go, who you want to go on vacation with? Who do you want to share life with? Let's go talk to them. Obviously, that's always your first test too, because not all of them are going to say yes. In fact, some are going to try to give you free advice on the dangers and perils of home-based businesses, bless their hearts. You just got to be careful with free advice. It's the most costly thing in the world, friends. Okay? Listen to it. Consider the source. And then we're going to go after your next 1,000 people that know you by first name. You're like, Eric, I'm a recluse. I'm an invert. I'm introverted. The research, this research is over a decade old. The research as of a decade ago says every person, this was in America, it would apply probably to everywhere else, who's at least 21 years of age, knows 1,000 people by first name. And I would say with the advance of social media, it's probably 2-3x that. And we'll get some more memory joggers out. You can take a screenshot of this. We'll get it out. We would go after the people that know you by first name, like you, trust you. I'm not saying don't do stuff online. I'm not saying cold prospecting. We're going to teach on a lot of that stuff as well. Just know that when there's not a pre-existing relationship, there's more of a gap that needs to be filled in a relationship-driven business. But most of you have over 1,000 people that don't even know you're in NeloLife right now that want to hear your heart, your why, and just take a look at a 15, 20, 25-minute presentation. And then I always say recruit up. Go after the busiest people you know, the most successful people you know, the most influential people you know. I'm not saying don't go after your broke friends, family. God bless them. We want to give everybody a chance here. But have you ever noticed that busy people, successful people are busy people? They're usually the ones most open to opportunities, especially if it creates more leverage and more time freedom. Some people call it a chicken list. I'm always one of those guys, hey, I'm not better than anybody else, but nobody else is better than me. I'm going to figure this out, right? So just recruit up, start categorizing them. Let's go after those people. And then I'm pretty old school. I just really believe your list is leverage. Some of you have fancy digital list builders. That's fine, all those things. But here's the deal. The bigger your list is, I mean, I've got one here. It's got hundreds of names. I haven't even talked to these people about NeloLife. I don't even know if they know I'm the owner here. And I don't personally sign up anybody. I would just say, go find somebody in your area to sign up with. I'm not competing with the field, all one big team. But I would just say your list is leverage. You know, the more names you have on a list, the less emotionally attached you become to any one person, right? Your job isn't to sell or convince. Your job is to share in genuine fashion. So if you have 5 names on a list and the first 3 tell you, no, not right now. No, I'm not the right person. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have to go 2 for 2 to even have a chance of getting unified. Versus if you have 300, 500, 800 people on a list, it's leverage. Plus, when you're with those people in person or on a Zoom, it gives you some posture. They're like, wait a minute. Larry's got 800 people's names. I'm the next one he shared with. Okay, you're not enticing them with spillover, any of that nonsense. But now they're like, wait a minute, he's serious about this. He's going to go tell with everybody. He's just giving me the next chance to take a look at it and join. All right. So, and this is an organic, ever breathing, ever growing list. It's amazing, right? You'll be driving around, a name pops into your head. It's like, what? Why haven't I talked to that person? I love that guy. You just add him to the list, add him to the list, add him to the list. Don't be afraid to show people exactly what we got. Use that first life trip to get people in, for heaven's sakes. Just get a membership, get on our first life trip. There's a few rooms left. If they're going to be traveling or if they have some bucket list items and you're in person or on Zoom, feel free to do a price comparison. Just don't turn into a travel agent. You're not making money on commissions on travel. But if somebody's coming up, it's like, hey, here's a great resort in Miami or a hotel in Miami or Mexico, you can show them the prices. And then if you guys are not in our lifestyle testimonial Telegram group or the Teach Travel Transform Facebook group, I definitely get in there. That's a really soft, easy way to share with people, take screenshots of testimonials of savings, and that's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. All right. Last thing I got, and I'm going to turn it over to Larry. Larry, I got in the zone, dude. I went like twice over, I hope. But we haven't lost anybody. We actually gained people. This is exciting. So, I don't know. I'll just leave you with a quick story. About 13 years ago, I decided to climb track up Kilimanjaro. There's 13 guys. We went together. It was like, we called it an alpha male adventure. And the guides told us, only about 50% of you will probably make it to the top. And of course, we're all like, high driven, high speed people. Well, I'm not going to be one of the 6 or 7 doesn't make it to the top. Well, lo and behold, all 13 of us made it to the top. Our guide was like, that very rarely happens that everybody makes it to the top. Usually the altitude or some of the elements, you never know how the body's going to respond. And a big part of it was because we surround ourselves with winners. We were picking each other up. We were supporting each other. And the other piece of it was that none of us took the same number of steps to get to the top. The ultimate goal was to get to the top and take a picture of that sign. Not a single one of us took the same number of steps to get to the top. Some of the guys took 3-4 times as many steps. They were barely made it up. Others, that kind of glided up. And that's exactly what your journey is going to be like here with Nelo. I don't know how many people you're going to have to share with to reach your goals. The answer is always enough. I don't know how many steps you're going to have to take to reach your financial goals, but the answer is enough. I don't know how many events you're going to want to show up to. The answer is always enough. You've all got your different story. You've all got a different number of steps you're going to have to take, but I promise you, you've got a massive servant-led army of winners, of leaders that are going to help you to reach those goals. Hope you got at least a few nuggets out of that long diatribe. Thank you for listening. Now I get to send it over to my brother, Larry Lane, to add to this training. Larry, take it away, buddy.
Hey, Eric, will you pull up that comfort zone slide that you had, that yellow and red one? Because that really hits on what I'm going to be talking about. Everybody, first of all, thank you so much for being on today. I just want to share one story. This is actually, I lost my dad about 8 years ago. So this is the week that I lost my dad. But my dad is the one that got me into network marketing. He taught me about this business. And, one thing I remember with my dad when I first got started, I was a teenager, but I would go to my dad and I would see people in the company that were outranking me. I would see people that were making more money. And, I just wanted to be so successful. And I was talking to my dad and he's like, well, what are you doing for your team? Are you, like Eric said, are you showing up? And remember back then, we had, you get people to call in and listen to a live conference call. They'd have to physically dial in. There were no Zooms or anything like that. And he said, you've got to be plugging in with your team members. The other thing my dad taught me is you can't drag people to the starting line. You need to look at your team, look at the ones that are building, look at the ones that are duplicating. And those are the ones you got to kind of run with your runners to start with. A lot of the other people will catch up. So, my dad really taught me how to plug in with my teams, how to be a leader, how to motivate my teams. And I remember also back then, you didn't have the live Zoom meetings. You'd have actually hotel meetings like where Nick and Randy are right now. You would have meetings every single week. And, my dad said there were so many times when I got started, I would go to the meetings, even if I didn't have a guest, I would go to the meeting because I knew I was going to learn something. I knew I was going to learn more about my business and I would be able to share that with my teams. But I think we've got something in network marketing. When someone joins an online business or network marketing business, you don't treat it like a real business. You treat it like something that you're just going in kind of part-time, you're part-time checked in and out. And so, it's just one thing that people just always do. And you come in for $79 and you treat it like it's going to be magic beans. You literally treat it like, hey, I'm going to keep looking out my window and hopefully there'll be a beanstalk or something that's going to grow. but you're not plugging in and you're not giving it what you should be giving it. You got to treat it like a real business. If you got a job at a bank and you went into the bank and every day you just stood in the lobby and you didn't do anything, you weren't there to be a teller like what they hired you for, you just stood in the bank and talked to people. At the end of the week, do you think they should pay you for a 40-hour work week just because you walked into the bank? Absolutely not. You didn't do what you were there to do. Same thing in school. I mean, think about, real life issues. When you go to school, you're in school and you're there, but just because you attend doesn't mean you're going to get good grades. If you're not studying, if you're not putting the work in, you're not going to get good grades. So that's why a lot of times with an online business, I say this is a $79 business, but you should treat it like it's $1 million business. I mean, you think about it, we literally just paid out hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions in the first 2 weeks of NeloLife being open. I'm very proud of that because we got a lot of people that are now seeing the potential. They're seeing the potential that, hey, I can share this with a couple of people. I can make some money. Our job as owners is to keep putting more and more value into that membership. We want that $59 to be so valuable that people will never want to drop that membership. But you see the background right now. I don't know what beach that is, but I can't wait to be on it. But I look at it, my dad taught me a long time ago, someone can come in for a little bit of money into an online business, just a little bit of money. But if they apply themselves and they literally, like Eric said, learn how to invite people. I used to be so nervous to go up on stage. I think my last company, I went on stage for the first time and I told Nick and Eric that, and they were shocked. I would just literally get people to the meetings, and I wasn't the guy that went up on stage, but I was the guy that plugged in with my teams. And I've got hundreds of people I know on this Zoom that have been with me for 10, 20, 30 years. And they know if they come into a business with me, I'm going to plug them in. I'm going to hold them accountable. I'm going to get them to the meetings, and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to get them the tools that they need to duplicate and be successful. There's already people in this company in the first 2 weeks, as Eric said, that already have hundreds of check matches, and I'll say one thing about myself. I've never gotten spillover in any company I've ever been in, ever. And I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to build a business and this is your community, sometimes I want to have my key people, my top 5 or 6 generals at the top of my community, because those are the people that are going to help me fill up that 2x16 community, 131,000 people. Sometimes if people are falling in by chance, if somebody lands on your 2 line of your community, do you realize that person that spilled there, that they are literally in charge of 65,000 positions in your community? If they spilled onto your 2 line, that is half of your business. And that might have happened for some people. That's not a bad thing. You're going to have to go and you're going to have to build under that. But it's just, I've seen it so many times and it just frustrates me. One example, I had a lady the other day, I'm not going to mention names, but she said, I think I'm going to get a refund. I can't do this. And I said, I'm going to be honest, you did 2 Facebook posts and you didn't get a lot of hits. I get that. But you can't just give up. There's people literally, I saw somebody yesterday in the Facebook community went into the Life Perks and he got $6 off movie tickets for his whole family. That was $40 in savings. But I guarantee you 80% of the people on this Zoom right now, you didn't even know in Life Perks with your membership that you can actually get discounts on that. So the other thing I want to encourage everybody to do, like my dad told me, you need to go in and learn your business. You need to go into the back office and look at what you bought. You need to go into the travel engine. You need to search hotels in your area, get the discounts, and then go compare it to hotels.com. We're paying for you guys to get these discounts as in the travel world. We've got the Life Perks. We're bringing out the Life Store. We're doing everything as owners to help you guys be successful. I want to give you one more example. A lot of people on this Zoom have a Sam's Club and you've got a Costco membership. Okay. You can tell people about Sam's Club and Costco all day long. You're not going to get anything for it. Your friends and family are going to go to Sam's and Costco. You're not going to get anything for it. Let's say you got an email from Sam's Club and Costco say, hey, you're one of our great members. What we're going to do is we're going to run a grassroots presentation as a member of Sam's Club and Costco. Every member that you share with that goes out and gets a Sam's Club and Costco membership, we're going to give you $2 every single month. And not only that, whatever they buy in the store, we're going to give you a small percentage because you brought that member. If that was the case, everybody on this Zoom, you would be talking about Sam's Club. You would be talking about Costco. You would be like, oh, look at the shirt I got in Sam's Club. Oh, you can get this much toilet paper in bulk. You would be building that because now you've got an opportunity to help them build their membership. And that's exactly what we've got at NeloLife. We are building a $59 lifestyle membership around the world. You are part of the community and you literally get to go out and help us build it. And we're going to reward you for that, just like the example, if that's what Sam's Club and Costco would have done. So I'm going to say, we've got so many tools in the first 3 weeks, just the Zooms and everything that we've got that you can plug people into. I want to make one challenge. And Eric, I know you pulled up my unified slide. If you could just pop that one up for me. So this is just one example. If somebody literally went out and make this your goal, go out one person each month, sign up one brand new person and help them get unified. What that's going to do, that's going to earn you $100 for that month. That's going to cover your $59 lifestyle membership. You're going to have $40 left over to spend on your family, take them out to a movie, go to dinner. Every single month, just try to get one person unified. Now, what that's going to do after a year, you've made $1,200, okay? You've covered the membership. You've got $500 extra that you've earned, but you've also got 84 people now because you remember you're helping one person get unified. That's 7 people. 7 times 12, you've got 84 people. Now that's a residual income because you're making $1.10 per month. So now you've got your membership covered forever, but you also started 84 check matches. So just one person each month would cover your membership. And I want to give one more example. Incredible lady. I absolutely love her. This is another person that came into this business 2 weeks ago, did not get a single spill. She hit the ground running. She put in about 20 people so far on her first level. She's got 45 people on her second level. She's got 118 on her third level. She's getting ready to hit 3-star. That's already close to 200 check matches without a single spillover. So guys, the name of the game here, and spillover's fine. If you got it, that's great. This is a chance where you go out, you build your community, you put in your 2, you put in your 4, you plug your teams in. And I'm very proud of what myself, Eric, Nick, and Oricon have created. It's one of the best compensation plans I've ever seen. Somebody asked me yesterday, I've always looked for a matching bonus like this. 35 years in this industry, I've wanted this matching bonus. And the only way I could get it was as an owner, I had to create it. So we've got everything here for you guys. And Eric, you went over a lot of my bullet points, but you did a great job. But I'm just happy to be here. But I want everybody to go out. Don't treat this like a $79 business. There's already people in this company that already have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 check matches. If it's working for them, it can work for you, but you have to work it. You've got to plug in, get people to the Zooms. And Eric, I'm just glad to be here with you, buddy. I appreciate you.
What a day, man. What an hour right at the top of the hour. Put your hands in the air if you got at least a couple of good nuggets. I mean, we have 405 of you still on. That was the peak, actually, 405. So we didn't put too many of you to sleep. Here, last night I got Larry. That was brilliant. Guys, we love you where you're at. We do. You do nothing, we love you. Do a ton, we love you. Obviously, many of you have hopes and dreams right now. I don't know what it's going to take to inspire you, to get you to find the courage, the conviction, the motivation, just simply get out and share. Do the things you know in your heart have to be done. Go through the process that has to be done. And see what life could potentially be like on the other side with this movement. I don't know. That's up to you. But all I know is imagine if just 10 out of the 405 got fired up today to go take massive action. What if just 5 or 10 people in the room out in Dallas go sprinting out, knowing with Nick and Randy and John McKillop, they probably will. I don't know what's going to take. Imagine what just a few. Now imagine if every single one of you flipped the switch and went out there and just took this to a next level. Right as the life shop's coming on, right as the live streaming, right as the live trade. Now the commissions are getting paid weekly. Guys, I'll tell you what, you're right at the cusp here. You're at that defining moment that so many people wish they were at. And my hope is that you will get out there and be a integral part of the blessings that's going to come so many people's way because of your decisions and actions now. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy, hopefully, some great weather. Larry, I love you, buddy. Let's get out there and
Thank
change the
you.
world. Go Nelo. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.